Will I be the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend because of her health condition? Oof, that's a rough title to start with. OP, we're gonna find out if you're the a-hole today, so let's go read some stories. Alright, guys, before we get into this story, how are you guys doing today? It's Friday. Hopefully by the time that this video is out, it is Friday. You know, we're comfy today. Let me show you. We got this Venom shirt on. We got these Sanrio pants on. Okay, but we're gonna go and get into this story. So, I'm 20 male, and I've been with my girlfriend, also 20 female, since we were 15. We're currently living together, and it's all been great. For this story, I'll call my girlfriend Annie. About a year and a half ago, Annie was diagnosed with epilepsy. She had been diagnosed with ADHD since childhood, but it was a misdiagnosis, and she had actually been having something called absent seizures all her life. It was a shock, but we were able to deal with it. It didn't cause any huge changes to either of us, seeing as these were only seizures she'd have, no falling and shaking. However, within the last few months, her epilepsy has gotten a lot worse. She had her first proper seizure, grand mal, around 6 months back, and then a lot more followed. She was hospitalized once for a week, and I honestly didn't think she was going to pull through. It was the worst time of my whole life. She had to stop working for almost 3 months after this as her seizures were out of control. Now she's back at work and it's all been going fine. Things have been back to normal. She was seizure free for a few months. She loves her new job and they've all been very supportive of her condition. Things were fine for a couple months, but now the conditions worsened again. I've had to pick her up from work twice now because she had fits at work. I love her so much, but I can't bear seeing her like this. I don't know how many people have witnessed seizures, but honestly, it is so scary to see. The person's eyes roll back and their breathing goes funny and they foam at the mouth. You feel so helpless because there's nothing you can really do until the seizure ends. I feel so selfish saying this, but I can't bear seeing her like that because I'm so scared that she just won't wake up after one. There's something called SUDEP, sudden unexplained death in epilepsy. It's too much for me to deal with. Every time she has a seizure, I get more and more scared that it'll unalive her. Even when she's perfectly well, I'm constantly worried that I'm going to get a call telling me the worst. Another smaller part of this is the financial side of things. If she gets sick and can't work again, it's on me to pay for everything. Rent, bills, etc. I can't do that. I don't make enough and she deserves to be looked after. I've been going through this in my head so much. I love this girl and I don't want to leave her, but I can't keep being so scared all the time. It's not a life for me, but breaking up with her because she has epilepsy is just such a horrible thing to do. How could I forgive myself? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Guys, that is a big one. That is such a tough one. It's a really hard situation when it's just something out of your control. Whenever they have a health condition that is out of your control. Bottom line, though, you can break up with anybody. You're not bound to anybody. I mean, this these guys aren't married, but the thing is, there could be a health condition with anybody. You never know when something like cancer or a heart attack or something like this can come up with anybody. I'm not saying they're the same thing, but I don't blame OP for not being able to take it anymore. He says he loves her. That's a really hard situation. If OP gets out of this relationship, I can't say that it's his. I can't blame him for wanting to. It all just comes down to how much do you love your partner? If you love them enough, will you bear this? But ultimately, your partner has to go through a lot worse. They're the one going through the seizures. But honestly, crazy situation. But you already know. Next story. Am I, 32 female, the a-hole for considering leaving my husband, 39 male, who can't get a job? I want to start with, I am in love with my husband. I know I'll never ever find another love like this, but I don't know if love is enough anymore. We've been together for 13 years, 9 of which he was a student. I worked full-time the entire time to provide for us. His and my parents helped a lot too. His parents paid for his tuition and mine paid for rent for many years. And I paid for the day-to-day stuff, bills, trips, gifts, and rent eventually, etc. The entire time in school, he would make comments and promises about me not having to work anymore or work less. I have chronic illnesses, so it's not difficult so it is difficult for me to hold down a 9 to 5. I opened my own business 6 years ago. He has been incredibly supportive and helpful throughout those 6 years, but he has now been out of school for 3 years and has yet to find a job. While I joke about wanting to retire, I don't actually mean it. I just want to feel a bit more secure with the double income. And after supporting him for over a decade in school and after, I want to be able to lean on him a little bit too. I feel resentful because I mentioned once that I only make enough for one person to live comfortably, and he was quick to say that he only eats, so what are you on about? When the point is, oh wait, hold on. These guys sound like they're from the UK. He was quick to say that he only eats, so what are you on about? When the point is, should I read the rest of the story in an accent? When the point is, I take care of our bills, plan our trips, or should I just start taking solo trips? Do the grocery shopping and planning and generally manage the entire house, including planning dates. While he does a lot around the house, he also needs to be asked. He's admitted that his mental health has played a significant role in his ability to apply for jobs, which I am empathetic to. He has a hard time focusing, but he also refuses therapy or medication to help ease his anxiety. He just wants to be able to zone out whenever I want to distract myself, but I don't feel like he's dealing with anything by doing that. I feel tired and like I can't rely on him to have a job or take care of the home without my help. But I also don't want to end our relationship. We've been together for so long and I don't want to give up. I just feel underappreciated to the max, which I've told him. I don't know. I just wish he would try to work on himself. These days, I keep thinking more and more about what if I left. I'm afraid to think more than anything. I'm afraid to, I think, more than anything. But I'm really struggling seeing this as my life for the rest of my life. I know I sound like a baby. I really am struggling to see the bigger picture. So if you see it, please let me know. Or if you want more details. Edited to add, I don't want to villainize him. I am annoyed and sad about this, but he really is a good man. I could not have run my business if he hadn't helped me as much as he did. And for context, I can be very demanding as well. I often expect him to spend a lot of time with me, and he does a lot of the housework, even if I have to remind him. I know I am at fault too. I could absolutely be a better, more understanding, softer wife. I can be abrasive at times. When my feelings of resentment come up, I do make a fuss, and I know it's hard for him to take. I know it hurts his feelings. I just want to give a larger context because I don't think I'm innocent in this. I have many faults too. I'm just so tired of being the manager in our marriage and truly wonder if that will change when he gets a job. Alright guys. Alright, the UK accent. Guys, are we rocking with that? Was that good? Okay. Okay, let's get serious though. For real. OP is... What was the question here? What was the question? Considering to leave my husband? You're not the a-hole. He's not putting in... You're communicating that you don't like this, and he should get a job, and he says he only eats. So what are you on about? Red flag, dismissive, get him up out of here. Like I said last video, contract killer. We can get him done and over with. But you're not the a-hole, OP. He's been out of school for 3 years, and this dude does nothing but eat and help. Okay, nope. She said he helps around the house. Let me give him some credit. Also, OP, very honorable that she put in there that she has faults too, and that she's not trying to make herself look like the good person. But yeah, OP's not the a-hole. Just this husband, he's got to start contributing some money, or is it really that hard? Like, if he really wanted to make some money, like, pop up the OnlyFans account, like, start rolling in big bucks, and then your wife don't even have to work no more. Honestly, that simple. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to babysit my sister's kids after she refused to help me when I needed her? Well, this is a short one, but OP, we're going to find out if you're the a-hole. I've always been the go-to person for my sister when she needs help with her kids. She's a single mom, and I get that she's overwhelmed sometimes, so I try to step in wherever I can. I've babysat her 2 kids countless times, even rearranged my plans to accommodate her last-minute requests. Recently, I had an emergency come up. I was sick and needed someone to drive me to the hospital. I called my sister, fully expecting that she'd help me like I've helped her so many times before, but she said she was too tired from work and couldn't make it. I ended up calling another friend to help me, but I was pretty hurt that she wouldn't even step up when I really needed her. Fast forward to this week, she asked me to watch her kids again. I said no. I told her I'm so tired of always being the one to help her when she couldn't even be there for me during a real emergency. She got really mad and accused me of being selfish, saying I don't understand how hard it is to be a single mom. Now she's barely speaking to me, and I'm wondering if I was too harsh. Am I the a-hole? She's saying you don't know how hard it is being a single mom. You don't know how hard it is being in a medical emergency and you have to take yourself to the hospital. No, let's get real though. You're not the a-hole. The sister though, you're gonna have to start making some new sisters because honestly, she sounds like she's got to go. I feel like if my sister needed to go to the hospital, I would be like, okay, let's go to the hospital. Let's go. She doesn't even she's not even worried. Like it's a medical emergency. And she didn't even, what kind of sister is that? Will I be the a-hole if I called CPS on my wife's sister for her child? I'm keeping this anonymous for obvious reasons. Trigger warning for talks of possible child abuse. Okay, trigger warning, guys. My wife and I are both late 20s, married for 5 years. We are happily married and no children yet due to some fertility issues we are dealing with. My wife's sister is 20 years old and has a 3-year-old daughter with her on again, off again boyfriend. The guy seems like a POS, but what do I know? My wife really loves her sister and the kid, who we babysit probably 1 to 3 days a week every week. That is a lot of babysitting. My wife was very happy to babysit because she loves kids. I was happy to do what made her happy. This has been going on for about 6 months. In this time, I've been very concerned. The 3-year-old, while a very sweet kid, displays some concerning behavior. First of all, she is obsessively clingy towards my wife and very fearful towards me. The kid will literally be on my wife's hip for 4 to 6 hours a day and cry when she is let down. She avoids eye contact with me or essentially any male stranger. That is a big red flag. Something is definitely going on. It's like what they say, you never know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know, but it doesn't sound what's going on back at home. It doesn't sound good, and I don't know. I don't like it. She also wets the bed every night and sometimes 2 or 3 times. Sometimes she will lay in it all night, and sometimes she will wake my wife up. She also has nightmares and will often come to sleep with my wife, but be timid when she sees I am also there. Most of the time, she ends up sleeping by my wife's feet. She has issues about using the restroom too, even though she is potty trained. She will wait hours and hours before going, and this results in a lot of infections that she is very often treated for. She also is picky surrounding food and what she will eat and often says her throat hurts. This is even with food she previously liked and has eaten before. She also is destructive to her toys. She will draw all over the faces of her dolls and cut their hair off. When my wife asks her why, she just cries. She only has a single stuffed cat that she keeps safe. The other toys are destroyed. The worst and most telling part to me is when her mother comes to pick her up, wife's sister. She will screech and cry and kick and hit and shriek and fight them. They chalk it up to just her love towards my wife and reluctance to leave, but it seems more than that to me. I almost never see her dad, but I know the last year he has moved back in with them. I do not know what is going on for sure. I am sure you see what I'm thinking. When I suggested it to my wife, she was extremely upset and offended that I would accuse her sister of that or concealing that. She refused to even consider it, but I could tell she was thinking about it. I am not accusing her sister of perpetuating it or concealing it, but rather she might not even know. Anyways, it is clear that my wife isn't going to do anything about it though, and I truly don't know what to do other than call CPS and explain the situation. Will I be the a-hole if I did? OP, you would not be the a-hole. This is actually very concerning. This kind of behavior coming from a child, it's not for no reason. There's definitely some kind of root cause to this, and my thinking is that it definitely comes from the home life and the sister's boyfriend. We don't know for sure, but just going based off of what we have seen just now, that's what it is. I would definitely I would, I would. This is such a difficult situation because the child definitely isn't aware enough to grasp the situation that she's in. So I feel like asking her any kind of questions would kind of be a little problematic, but there would definitely be something in line that you could do to try to at least figure it out and see. I would like to meet the sister's boyfriend and see how he acts and see how he interacts with the kid. Maybe it's like he puts on a facade, but I don't know. That's just, I'm interested to see. Well, guys, it's that time of day again. We read some stories today. And yeah, if you liked any one of them, might as well just drop a like down below. If you got anything you'd like to say about any of the stories, that comment section is right down there. If you want to stick around for some more content, hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to see you guys later.